Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Pelshia, moderator of Supreme Industries Q3FY23 earnings conference call hosted by DAM Capital Advisors Limited. As a reminder, all participants will be in listen-only mode and there will be an opportunity for you to ask questions after the presentation concludes. Should you need assistance during the conference call, please signal an operator by pressing star and then 0 on your touch-tone telephone. Please note this conference is recorded. I would now like to hand over the floor to Mr. Asim Bade from DAM Capital. Thank you and over to you, sir.
Thank you and good evening, everyone. On behalf of DAM Capital, I would like to welcome all to Supreme Industries Q3 results conference call. From the Supreme team, we have Mr. MP Taparia, Managing Director, Mr. PC Somani, CFO, and Mr. RJ Sabu, VP Corporate Affairs and Company Secretary. Over to you, Mr. Taparia, for your opening comments.
Thank you very much, Mr. Asim. I'm MP Taparia, Managing Director of the Supreme Industries Limited. I, along with my colleagues, Sri PC Somani, Chief Finance Officer, and Sri RJ Sabu, Vice President Corporate Affairs and Company Secretary, welcome all the participants who are participating in the discussion of the unaudited standalone and consolidated financial results for the quarter and 9 months ended 31st December 2022. The standalone results and the consolidated results are already with you. I will give briefly on company product operating performance and other highlights. The company sold 138,362 tons of plastic goods and achieved net product turnover of rupees 2,284 crore during the third quarter of the current year against sales of 91,364 tons of plastic goods and achieved net product turnover of rupees 1,895 crores in the corresponding quarter of previous year, achieving volume and product value growth of about 51% and 21% respectively. The company sold 359,087 tons of plastic goods and achieved net product turnover of rupees 6,500 crores during the 9 months of the current year against sales of 265,301 tons and net product turnover of rupees 5,106 crores in the corresponding 9 months of previous year, achieving volume and product value growth of about 35% and 27% respectively. Total consolidated income and operating profit for the third quarter of the current year amounted to rupees 2,319 crore and rupees 331 crore as compared to rupees 1,948 crore and rupees 369 crore of the corresponding quarter of the previous year, resulting in consolidated income increase of about 19% and operating profit decrease of over 10%. Total consolidated income and operating profit for the 9 months of the current year amounted to rupees 6,622 crore and rupees 824 crore as compared to rupees 5,227 crore and rupees 985 crore for the corresponding period of the previous year, resulting in consolidated income increase of about 26% and operating profit decrease of about 16% respectively. The consolidated profit before tax and profit after tax for the third quarter of the current year amounted to rupees 273 crore and rupees 210 crore as compared to rupees 314 crore and rupees 246 crore for the corresponding quarter of the previous year, resulting decrease of around 13% and 15% respectively. The consolidated profit before tax and profit after tax for the 9 months of the current year amounted to rupees 647 crore and rupees 506 crore as compared to rupees 823 crore and rupees 645 crore for the corresponding period of the previous year, resulting decrease of around 21% and 22% respectively. The business scenario of all the product segment of the company for the third quarter of the current year ended 31st December 2022 as compared to the corresponding quarter in the previous year has been as under. Plastic piping system business grew by 82% in volume and 31% in value term. Packaging product segment business decreased by 12% in volume and 7% in value term. Industrial product segment business grew by 20% in volume and 24% in value term. Animal product segment business decreased by 5% in volume and 9% in value term. The overall turnover of value-added product increased to rupees 826 crore during the third quarter of current year as compared to rupees 665 crore in the corresponding quarter of previous year, achieving growth of 24%. The company has total cash surplus of rupees 687 crore as on 31st December 2022 as against cash surplus of rupees 518 crore as on 31st March 2022. Business outlook. Plastic pipe system business profitability continued to be impacted due to falling PVC prices till November 2022. December onward, PVC prices have started upward march. The low prices of PVC along with the restocking by the retail chain improved business substantially in December. Pipe system prices, in spite of increase in PVC prices, remain affordable. Demand from housing, agricultural and infrastructure is quite improving. Company achieved 51% volume growth in third quarter on a lower base of corresponding quarter in the previous year, as huge destocking took place in that quarter. For 9-month period ended December 2022, piping business has witnessed volume growth of 48%, which is quite encouraging. PVC resin prices, which have dropped by rupees 66 per kilo, that is 45% since April this year till November, have recovered again by rupees 15 per kilo since then. It looks that price of PVC will remain range-bound, which augurs well for the business. Company expect to maintain a growth momentum with increased range of systems which are commissioned in this year along with affordable raw material prices. New greenfield project for plastic piping system at Erode in Tamil Nadu has commenced commercial production from December and with some delay. Upcoming facility at Cuttack and Odisha has gone to trial production in this month. All brownfield expansion of capacity and range of products are working smoothly. Company newly introduced olefin fitting and PEX piping system are getting encouraging response from market and poised for good growth in time to come. The company has launched cable sealed conduit system in this month. With all the above projects and expansion in place, company expects to achieve volume growth in excess of 35% in this segment for this year compared to previous year. The closed laminated film division has introduced many new better products and was successful in acquiring customers by entering in 4 additional countries. This division expects volume to be around the same level of previous year with improved profitability. Industry component division is doing reasonably well. The division continues to expand its customer base to optimally use its production capacities. Business of home appliance and white goods, which constitute larger share of the division, is seasonal in nature to some extent and is likely to improve further with diversified customer base and acquisition of new businesses. The division has also received letter of intent of about rupees 45 crore for supply of electronic voting unit component and VVPAT in addition to the earlier order of rupees 76 crore. Material handling division continued to expand its customer base and product portfolio. Business of injection and roto-molded pellets is doing well. There is good demand forecast from soft drink bottlers, which will further help the division to optimally use its production capacity. The furniture division has done well during the first 9 months of the year, where its turnover has grown by 13% value and 8% volume of corresponding period of previous year. This division has also witnessed steep fall in polymer prices, leading to improved operating margin. Company's focus is to add further several varieties of premium products in this business. In composite LPG cylinder division, existing production line is running at full capacity and primarily catering to the order issued from Indian Oil Corporation. Commissioning of the new line, doubling the capacity, is completed and expect to start full production from beginning February. Protective packaging division is putting its continuous effort to remain in business growth path. All products across categories in the division assure quality and value for money. Division is closely working with customers and users and developing new applications for varied industries, keeping their needs in mind. Division is focused to grow in volume, do value engineering and adopting new technology and manufacturing to drive improved profitability. Continuous growth is witnessed in defense, export and insulation business. Performance packaging film division is working extensively on developing special structured film to meet newer application and customer requirements. Efforts continue to enter new territories in export market and increase the customer base, which is providing fruitful with better realization and profitability. The division is also exploring expansion opportunities. The company's capex plan for the year 2022-2023 of about 700 crore, including carry forward commitment of 280 crore, is progressing with a little delay from the envisaged schedule. New greenfield plants at Guwahati in Assam, Irori in Tamil Nadu have gone into commercial production, and plant at Cuttack is likely to commence production in February 2023. Entire capex is being funded from internal resources. The prices of various polymers being used by the company, particularly polypropylene, low-density polyethylene, and polyvinyl chloride, have witnessed upward trend in recent past after reaching to bottom during the current year. Prices have gone down earlier between rupees 41 per kilo to rupees 66 per kilo since beginning of the year till November. That is a reduction between 28% to 46% before rising a bit during December and January till now. Most severe fall was in PVC resin, which also resulted in substantial inventory losses, part of which is recovered during December and expected further recovery in the last quarter of the current year. Company is hopeful of achieving good business growth both in volume and value for the year. This is a brief and overall summary for the quarter ended in the reference. Thank you for your patience. Now I and my colleague Sri P.C. Somani and Sri R.J. Sabu are available to reply to various queries raised by all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now begin the question and answer session. If you have a question, please press star and 1 on your telephone keypad and wait for your turn to ask the question. If you would like to withdraw your request, you may do so by pressing star and 1 again. We will wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now begin the question and answer session. If you have a question, please press star and 1 on your telephone keypad First question comes from Rajesh Ravi from HDFC Securities. Please go ahead.
Hello, sir. Good evening, everyone, and congrats on strong volumes in the pipe segment. Seems demand is quite good in this segment. Sir, am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible, sir.
Great, sir. Sir, could you quantify how much is the inventory loss booked in third quarter? You said there is a partial recovery, but on a net basis, what is the impact?
Oh, in first half, around
No, not first.
In first half, we lost 230 crore rupees. Then we seen there was not proper margin. So some money we might have recovered. Maybe we can't quantify today, but some profit definitely we recovered in the month of December.
No. What I'm asking is, in Q3 numbers, are there any inventory losses beyond Q1H?
Q3 number only I'm talking. It's Q3, in first 2 months we again lost money.
Right.
Only in the last month we recovered money.
Correct.
Which you can see that our operating margin still remains below. What was the operating margin in the month of this quarter, last quarter, of plastic piping? Last quarter plastic was 12%. In quarter 3, our plastic piping margin was 13.49%.
Right, sir.
Hello?
Yeah,
13.49%. We believe it was definitely 2% lower.
Okay. So the inventory would have... Okay. Had this inventory loss not been there, it would be close to 15.5%, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah, correct.
Okay. Great. And given that now prices have jumped from the November levels, at least inventory losses are behind for the industry.
No, inventory totally behind. We believe that we will get some inventory gain.
Inventory gain. Great,
And
sir.
losing money, we are imported raw material where we lost quite heavily. In this quarter, we will gain something from our import consignment which is going to come.
Okay. And on the company level, what is the effective tax rate, sir?
The normal tax rate, 25.17%.
Okay. And sir, any guidance, outlook for the volumes and margins, say Q4, how is the demand looking up? What could be the drivers Q4 and FY24? And similarly on margins, what sort of, on margin, any outlook?
FY24 we will talk in April. For this year, full year, we anticipate our operating margin will be 12.5% plus, and our volume growth will be around 25%. For the
full year, 25%.
For the full company.
Okay. 25% volume growth?
Last year we sold 393,908 tons. This year we anticipate 25% volume growth for the full year.
Okay, 25%. So last quarter you're building in slightly muted volumes, is what I can understand. Okay. That would mean that Q4 volumes should be flattish, similar to Q3 numbers. If I work backward. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Yeah, so what I'm saying that when I look at 25% volume growth for full year, Q4 volumes appear to be flattish quarter on quarter and some 6-7% higher year on year.
Q3 numbers are very good.
Correct.
Q3 numbers are best along with the Q3 of last year. Last year Q3 was unexceptionally very poor.
Yes. No issue, sir. I think that itself is good. So on the capex front, this 700 crore capex, how much is pending for Q4 to be spent out? And what is the outlook for next year in terms of what sort of capex company would be looking forward to?
We will tell in the month of April.
Okay, and how much
This year our commitment is continuous. So when we end of the year, we will inform you total commitment made by the company and the whatever 700 crore is commitment by the company, including 280 crore carry forward. When we say commitment, doesn't mean that everything will arrive by March 2023. Something will come in the next year.
Oh, okay. Because first half your capex outgo as per cash flow statement was 240 crores, which is every half year the run rate continues between 200 to 250 crores. So that run rate would continue in the second half.
It would continue in a similar way.
Okay. And sir, one last question. The working capital days that you report in the presentation, what is the calculation behind that? Because when we do our working capital numbers, debtors, inventory and payables, they don't match with your numbers. So where would we be missing in terms of calculation?
Must be other current assets, excluding the cash and bank.
Okay. Great, sir. I'll come back and see you. Thank you.
Thank you. Next question comes from Udit Gajibwala from S Securities. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, sir, for taking up my question. Sir, given that the robust growth that we have seen, and you mentioned that the PVC prices started to move up in December, so sir, could you quantify that, when did the dealer restocking commence, and what are the, inventory days with the dealers now versus in the previous quarter?
We don't keep a track of the inventory with the dealer, but definitely dealers started restocking. And when coming forward after beginning February, the full season starts, and the demand remains middle of June very strong. So we believe that dealers may only increase their inventory so that they can service the customer.
Yes, and sir, could you quantify that, the demand driver, primarily where is it coming from? Is it the rural economy that you are seeing, or is it the plumbing end?
The demand was coming quite strongly from the agriculture segment also. So rural economy, we keep it track only for agriculture segment, where the demand was quite robust in the month of December.
Understood. And sir, like you had mentioned that your FY24 on your TV interview today, you said that you are targeting for 9,000 crore top line. So is that figure right? So the balance will come in Q4.
You are talking FY23.
Yes, sir, FY23.
23, we anticipate our turnover will be 9,000 crore plus.
Okay, sir. Got it, sir. Thank you, sir. I'll come back in the queue.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I request the participants to restrict with 2 questions in the initial round and join back the queue for more questions. Next question comes from Ritesh Shah from Investec. Please go ahead.
Hi, sir. Thanks for the opportunity. So my first question is, can you please give us some indication on agri versus non-agri mix and how it has moved on a year-on-year basis? That's the first question, sir.
I repeat the first question. There is no way to quantify because in India, agri pipe, our so-called agri pipe are used in housing also. So this is the same reply I give in every quarterly meet, and this is the reality of business.
Sure, sir. Sir, would it be possible for you to share some trends on the CPVC volume growth?
We had a growth of 32% in 9 months.
Okay, that's encouraging. And sir, just one clarification. When we give volume growth when it comes to pipes and fitting, this does not include any resin sales, right?
No, we are talking plastic product.
Only products. Okay, perfect, sir. This is very helpful. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Next question comes from Abhishek Ghosh from DSP Capital. Please go ahead.
Hi, sir. Thanks for the opportunity. Sir, can you just help us understand what is the current capacity and post the commencement of the 3 units that you have spoken about in Tamil Nadu or Orissa, what will be your capacity looking like?
You see, our capacity at the beginning of the year was close to 725,000 metric ton. I'm talking as a company as a whole.
Okay.
And at the end of the year, it should be somewhere 8,15,000. So about close to 90,000 ton capacity will be increased with 3 new greenfield plant and other brownfield expansions. Obviously, the maximum capacity increase in plastic piping division only.
Correct. Okay. So all of this 90,000 tons, part of it has come up in December. The residual will come up over the next, in the next month, right? Hello?
Yes. Yeah, you are right.
Okay. And sir, how should one, given the demand scenario in the east and southern belt, how should one expect the ramp up of this capacity which is coming up over the next 12 to 18 months?
We are spread throughout the country.
Yes, sir, but just...
Sorry?
So just referring to these new capacities which are coming up, depending on your past experience, over the next 12 to 18 months, can it reach to a 40-50% utilization? Is that a fair estimate?
Not 40-50%. Overall, we achieve new capacity. New capacity coming only in the middle of the year. Some capacity may come in this quarter also.
Yes, 12 to 18 months what he's asking for. Yes, you are right. It will be far better. Not even 40-50%. It should go 60% plus definitely.
65% normally we achieve.
Okay, got that. Sir, you've also, mentioned about this, in the cross-laminated films, you have come out with new products and you're also looking at additional countries. So how are the prospects in this segment?
This year the business will show hardly any growth. But next year we are quite optimistic that our business in growth in made-up item and in export market will show good growth. We could quite a good capacity lying idle. We'll be able to put better utilization of capacity next year.
Okay. And so just one more thing, in terms of the performance packing division also, you've kind of looked at those special structure films for newer applications, and you're also evaluating expansion opportunities. So how should one look at this segment's prospects?
Now, this segment, our capacity is very small. We can produce only 12,000 tons per year. We are evaluating which capacity and where we put up. Up till now, we have not taken any decision. Once we take a decision, we will convey to all our investors.
Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you so much, and I'll come back in the queue. Thanks.
Thank you. Next question comes from Bhargav Udadev from Kotak Mutual Fund. Please go ahead.
Yeah, good afternoon, team, and thank you for the opportunity. Sir, my first question is on how is the competitive scenario in the domestic market for cross-laminated films? We believe there were a few competitors who had come up with lower price products. How is the scenario now?
Scenario what?
In terms of competition.
Now they are selling in kilograms because in the market the quality was found quite inferior. They only offered look-alike product which doesn't perform to compare to our product quality.
Okay. So are we seeing any improvement in terms of pricing over here, given that those competitors are exposed on their product?
We are pricing product correctly.
Because our margins are in this segment continue to remain in single digits. So are we confident that we will see recovery?
Margin single digit? No, I think margins are in 2 digit.
No, overall packaging business, I'm saying, EBIT margin.
Overall packaging, there are 3 segments. So when you say cross-laminated filament is in double digit.
No, so for the overall packaging business, are we looking at a margin recovery, possibly in FY24?
Yeah, sure. You see, our protective packaging division, which also constitutes good part of the business in this, is working on various product developments, new applications. So as a division, yes, You should shoot double digit definitely in 23-24.
Okay. Secondly, sir, if you look at the working, it's at about 36 days versus 30 days in FY22. Possibly this is on account of higher inventory days due to volatile RM prices. But as RM prices stabilize, are we looking at working capital coming back to
normal? Yeah, it should. To some extent, the growth in business will require more working capital, obviously. But yes, the level it is there, it should definitely come down.
And lastly, sir, on the value-added side, you mentioned CPVC has 2% revenue growth. Are there any other which you want to call out which have done well?
Oh, there are many products of value addition, not only in plastic piping, other division also. So overall, as we stated, our value addition business has gone up to 826 crore in third quarter compared to 64 crore in the previous year, same quarter. So there was 24% value growth in value-added item. It didn't come only from plastic piping, it came from other division also.
Sure. Okay, sir, I'll come back in the queue. Thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have any questions, please press star and 1 on your telephone keypad. Next question comes from Pranav from Equirus Securities Private Limited. Please go ahead.
Thank you, sir, for taking my question. Sir, I wanted to understand and know about your thoughts on how the PVC prices are expected to move going forward, because as we understand globally, still the demand continues to remain challenging. And India remains in a bright spot. So is there a possibility that imports might see dumping coming from a lot of other countries which are big exporters of PVC, because of which going forward there is a possibility that prices may correct?
PVC price. No, we believe PVC prices have gone down too much so that it can be corrected. It went down up to $650 from $2,100 internationally. Now it has come up to close to $950, $960. So that overshoot when there's a big cycle change. But now, after all, considering the cost position, we believe the prices are in range bound. $50 up and minus we cannot say. But we don't see much upside also, because the world economy is not in great shape, and not but downside also due to cost push.
Sure. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next question comes from Sailesh Raja from B&K Securities. Please go ahead.
Sir, thanks for the opportunity. My questions are pertaining to Supreme Petro. So much of styrene monomer capacity has been created in China, and a lot more capacities to get added. But still, the prices of styrene are very volatile. If you see last 6 months from $1,250 per ton went down to $950, and again now it bounced back to $1,250 per ton. So by when do you expect the styrene prices will stabilize, sir?
Styrene prices will always remain always volatile. But the bulk freight rate from China to India is still at an elevated level. Earlier it was $110 per ton, and now also it is $80 per ton. Whereas solid material can come at $30. So bulk shipping rates for liquids are still quite high. But fortunately, quite a good capacity coming at China. That will give a good support to our company for procuring our requirement of styrene monomer.
Okay. So can we expect this EBITDA per kg to sustain about 20 rupees, sir, for this year and the next year? Because 9 months we have done 22 rupees per kg.
For which material?
Overall EBITDA, sir, for the company, EBITDA per kg, we have done 20 rupees.
Supreme Petrochem, then they will reply you, dear friend.
Sorry, sir?
Supreme Petrochem will tell you correctly.
Okay. So how is the demand, current demand scenario, sir, now?
The demand, there is quite a good demand.
Okay. So by when do you think the new expanded capacity will be fully utilized? So last 2.5 years, we didn't focus on exports. And also, can you please guide us how much we are targeting in exports in this year and the next year, sir?
Our capacity of polystyrene has gone up to 3 lakh ton now.
Okay.
And we believe that we may export from 30,000-40,000 ton polystyrene next year.
Okay.
And if we are running at maybe 80% capacity, 200,000 we'll be able to sell in India.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. We have a follow-up question from Ritesha from Investec. Please go ahead.
Hi, sir. Thanks for the opportunity. Sir, just one question. There have been murmurs on the street about new management been indicated. What we see is there is a new HR head which has come in. Just wanted to, sir, understand the thought process of induction of senior management. Is this something ongoing? How should we look at it? That would be very helpful, sir.
We have got appointed one HR head.
Yes, sir.
And he is now functioning very well, starting from 1st of August.
Right. Sir, are we looking at further induction at the top level? Basically, given the company is growing and manufacturing facilities are also expanding, are we looking to strengthen the
leadership development among our organization?
Okay, sure. And sir, would you be able to provide some color on our recent launches on cables, electrical side, and specifically on the cylinder side, how things have been actually progressing, and industrial valves as well? Thank you.
Oh, they have been launched only in this month only, so I have nothing to tell you today. Industrial valve and cable field has been launched this month only, so it's too early to give any color about that, but we anticipate good demand growth coming from both the products.
Sir, would it be possible for you to quantify the size of the market that we are looking at over here, and what sort of competition will be over there?
We'll be conveying you on this subject in the month of April.
Sure, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Good luck.
Just now to early you talk.
Sure, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Next question comes from Ahmed Mandasur, an individual investor. Please go ahead. I repeat.
Hello.
Next. Yes, sir. Please go ahead.
Hello.
Please.
Hello.
Yeah,
Hello.
please.
Yes.
Hello.
Sir, there is, as per your management presentation, there is a capacity of extruded polystyrene which you are expecting to come up by March 24. So, sir, is that on track? Or has the capacity building started?
Extruded polystyrene?
Extruded polystyrene boards.
No, the
XPS.
capacity is not come up still in production.
Okay, so are you expecting it to expand by 1 lakh cubic meters by FY24?
Yes, I think they will be able to reply you properly.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Okay. Yes, sir.
Thank you. Next question comes from Rahul Agarwal from Increed Capital. Please go ahead.
Hi, sir. Good evening. Thanks for the opportunity. Sir, first question was, what could be the top 2-3 reasons for PVC resin prices to go up?
Very good question. There's some plant went into difficulty, and so there was tremendous shortage created because no new capacity came up. And some existing plant went into difficulty. Some existing plant in USA, which were big suppliers, they went on expansion, so they also closed their operation. Cumulative effect demand that PVC, we have never seen such a swing that prices went up from $700 to $2,100. Then came down again back to $650. The upward journey started from April, May 2020 and continued up to October 2021. November onward, the prices started falling.
Sir, I was asking because of this December up move, the reason for that also was some plant shutdown globally, is it?
Plant shut down and somewhere the cost pressure, then they felt not worth producing to PVC.
Okay, so that plant is...
Prices dropped so severely, then many suppliers found that it is not worth running and making PVC full capacity. It's a normal petrochemical cycle.
Got it, sir. So that plant is now already functional?
Now plants are by and large running. In the world, they have got huge plants. They have 45 million ton capacity to produce. So some plants will always be either on maintenance or some plant may have some breakdown. But overall supply is adequate nowadays.
Got it, sir. And sir, the last question on packaging. The volumes actually degrew in third quarter by 12% YOY to 14.5 tons, 14.5 thousand tons. Any specific reason for this?
Partly due to fall in demand for cross-laminated film product.
But I thought, sir, our products are better. So then why is the demand going down?
Okay, but there are so many look-alike products were there in the market, selling at 30-40% lower than our price. No quality. But that will come back now.
Okay, got it. So next quarter we should see some improvement. That's what you're indicating, right?
Yes, for sure.
Okay, sir, got it. Thank you so much. I'll come back in with you. Best wishes.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have any question, please press star and 1 on your telephone keypad. The next question comes from Sonali Salonker from Jefferies. Please go ahead.
So thank you for the opportunity. So my first question is, with PVC prices firming up, do you perceive the risk of affordability getting impacted? Because we are seeing very strong volume growth throughout this year. That's FY23, the first 9 months, especially because PVC prices have corrected, which has led to increased affordability. Do you foresee that to reverse?
Do you foresee the reversal of prices?
It may not go back to the same level of 72. In country we are getting at 72 rupees a kilo. We don't see the price going back to 72 rupees a kilo.
I understand.
Our procurement cost has gone up from 72 rupees to today to 90 rupees a kilo. It came down from 160 rupees a kilo to 72. Now currently it is 90 rupees. We do not see any reason for prices to come down from 90 to 72.
No, so that's what I'm asking. If the prices stay firm for PVC, do you foresee the affordability to get impacted?
Well, small changes in pricing in all polymers go on taking place. So that is a part of business.
Okay.
In last 2 years, it was significant price rise and significant price drop. That's why PVC came in limelight.
Okay. Got it, sir. So on the demand side, are you seeing any weakness in the real estate or construction demand in Q3? You did mention that agri was very strong, but have you seen any weakness in construction demand?
We are seeing good demand coming from agriculture, housing, and infrastructure, all the 3 segments.
Got it, sir. So that's it from my side. Thank you.
Thank you. Next question comes from Keshav Lahot from HDFC Securities. Please go ahead.
Hi, thank you for the opportunity. I just wanted to check one thing. Last time you mentioned that your capacity will increase by net 60,000. Overall it will be 80,000, but a plant from Maharashtra to Erode will transfer by 20,000. But this call you have guided your capacity will increase by 90,000. So what is the reason for the same, and what will be your capacity segmental wise in FY23 end?
Yes, capacity realignment with the erode, etc. Then we have put up the new lines also. We have expanded the capacity for the plastic auto tank. That's why the overall now for the current year, the capacity increase is better and now visible. Everything will be in production by end of February mostly. For segmental capacity for the end of the March 23, which is close to 8,15,000 metric ton. The majority will be in the plastic piping system, 610,000. Industrial product, 83,000. Packaging product, 90,000. And consumer product, 30,000.
Okay. Understood. Sir, now as PVC resin prices are pulled off from 160, 170 odd levels to 90 level, do you think now there would be some demand impacted of CPVC?
Impact on demand on CPVC.
So CPVC, as we told you, we have seen a growth of 32% in 9 months. And CPVC demand is going in a plumbing segment. Housing is continuously, requirement continues. So we don't see any demand downside also. We don't see downside.
Okay. Okay. One last question from my side. Again, I'd like to ask you on resin prices. Is it fair to assume that resin prices will settle at 90 levels? Or do you think the volatility will continue in this?
In all the polymer prices, not only PVC, all the polymer prices, volatility remain. It's all commodity product. Prices will always remain volatile. But if the volatility is only 3-4 rupees a kilo, minus or plus, doesn't make much difference. If it was severe, so PVC came in limelight. It went up from 70 rupees to 160 and then came down to again 72 rupees. Otherwise, there's nothing great now. It normally happens in our business. How is normal business cycle?
Okay. Thank you. That's it from my side.
Thank you. We have a follow-up question from Rajesh Ravi from HDFC Securities. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hi, sir. As you mentioned in the earlier question, the pipes plastic capacity is now increasing to 610,000 by year end. And even if I do 25% volume growth, you would be closing the year with close to 5 lakh tons of volume. 5 lakh tons of volumes for FY23. And that would mean you will have a good amount of capacity surplus for next 2 to 3 years. So just wanting to understand how would that impact or slow, will it lead to a slower capex program for you for next 2 to 3 years, and you would focus more on asset sweating?
So dear, you see the capacity what we are talking is installed capacity per annum.
Mm-hmm.
As you have seen past, our utilization remains around 65% or so.
Correct.
Effectively, if we have 800,000 ton capacity, and if you go at 65%, then you require further capacity. Because the number of SKUs, the items, the change of product line, require a lot of.
And not throughout the year.
And demand not evenly throughout the year.
Right. Understood.
Right, working capital management company, so we don't create inventory beyond a level. So put together, capacity utilization cannot be or will not be more than 65 to 70%.
And sir, would you?
So apart from that, we also need to expand geographically to make our product more reachable to the various parts of the country.
Okay. And which of these geographies, which markets do you believe that your reach is still, not to the optimum level that you expect it to be?
We have to explore throughout the country. The opportunity for us throughout the country. There are 6,000 talukas in the country.
Okay.
every state, there are many talukas where our product is not found.
Okay. Understood. Sir, in terms of macro numbers, would you have any view on how would have demand been shaping up in FY23 for plastic pipes and more so, in terms of PVC and CPVC growth for the industry this financial year?
Overall for the country this year, we are told by the raw material maker, the country may see a growth of 21% by volume.
Okay.
We are saying we will grow by 35%. Country has also grown by 21% by volume. The country had a degrowth continuously for last 2021 and 21-22. This year, country has entered into growth path.
Sorry, you mentioned that Supreme will deliver 35% volume or 25% volume growth?
Anticipate that we will grow 35% plus. We will grow 35% plus in the plastic piping system.
In the plastic piping, right?
Country is expected to grow by 21%.
Okay, understood. And anything on the CPVC similar numbers? What sort of volume growth the industry is looking at?
CPVC, we can tell you about our company. We have grown 9 months 32%, and the country growth will be around 240,000 tons.
Okay, and this 32% growth is volume or revenue for you, sir?
And volume.
In volume terms. Okay. And going forward, are you expecting that with prices softening compared to the volatile numbers earlier, the agri market should open up big way, and that is where the volumes can remain buoyant for next 2 to 3 quarters?
The prices demand will remain buoyant coming in the peak agri season, that is April, May, if nothing untoward happens. Because the prices today are down by 20% compared to last year January.
Right.
Final product selling price is 20% lower than last year January. So it become very affordable to the farmers.
Correct. But what we understand is that the sales, rural or agri sales, have relatively much lower margins compared to the plumbing sales. So would that mean that while volume numbers for the industry may look up, margin profile for the industry and major players may taper down?
Margin will remain normal. Farmers' pipe prices are always kept low.
Correct. So blended margin, will it be impacted? I'm just trying to understand.
We don't make only agriculture pipe. We make variety of products.
Correct.
Housing is bigger than agriculture.
Any ballpark breakup, sir? How much would be your housing sales or plumbing sales as a whole?
Breakup we do not know because our agriculture pipe is used for housing also.
Okay. Great, sir. Lastly, one more question. This Make Money Fine Pen CPVC resins, which is now getting available in the market, and next year DCW resins would also come in supplies. How would they change the CPVC dynamics?
The requirement of import may go down.
Okay, but would it also bring in more players, more CPVC pipes manufacturers in market?
Yeah, there are already many are there.
So why I'm saying this is currently the resin supply is well concentrated and few have only, this is more of a moat sort of thing, and hence the pricing of CPVC also remains elevated. So can that see a risk?
We don't see that. After all, CPVC supply was not a problem starting this year. The problem was there in previous year due to the plant shutdown of Kaneka.
Correct.
Now this year, starting from April, there was no problem supply.
No, not talking about Supreme, sir. In general for the industry, because we have a...
Industry as such, there was no problem getting CPVC resin. Nothing.
Okay.
If the local production come up, then to that extent import becomes go down.
Okay. Great, sir. Yeah. Great, sir. That's all from my end. Thank you.
Thank you. Next question comes from Sujit Jain from ASK Investments. Please go ahead.
Sir, if I look at your volume growth 5-year CAGR from FY14 to FY19, it was 8%. Of course, this was a sluggish real estate period. Over the medium term, 5 years hence from today, let's say FY23 end, what kind of industry level volume growth one can expect?
For which segment?
For overall piping segment.
15% our company should grow.
15% you're saying?
15% volume growth should go. Next 5 years, yes.
And that is mainly on the back of housing demand, that is plumbing pipes, is it?
Housing, infrastructure, agriculture, all segment.
Okay. And what would be your normalized margins at the company level overall? Now that the inventory gains and losses are out broadly.
That should be around 15 to
between 15 to 16% in normalized level.
Okay. And in terms of your dealer distribution network, where that number stand today?
We go on increasing our reach. We go on increasing number of distributor dealers. Now overall we got nearly 4,373.
Okay. That is the distributor number. And in terms of dealers?
Dealers, there are each segment has got different number of dealers, and piping system more than 70,000 dealers.
Okay.
In every business, our distributor has got dealers, so we got to reach to more than 150,000 retailers. Overall, we don't keep. I don't have numbers to just tell you, but distributors sell. Many of them sell to many retailers.
Penetration-led growth will not be there for Supreme because Supreme would have reached to most of the distributors and dealers in India.
No, it's not the case.
I don't want to hear.
Each wise, you see, India is a large country. It mentioned in earlier call the answer ki India is more than 6,000 talukas. There are many talukas.
We are very clear that we are not present in all 6,000 talukas. But we are present in many areas. That's why our sales are the highest in the country.
This 4,300 number can potentially go to what? 5,500, 6,000?
We don't keep any limit.
Right.
After there are 6,000 talukas, and then we have got several products which are sold through the distributor network, not only plastic piping system, our furniture, our tarpaulin, our material handling system, our protective packaging product. So we will have many more number of family members going to aid.
Right. And did we hear it correctly when you spoke about CPVC demand in India at 240,000 tons?
Around like that, yes. It is restricted only to plumbing.
Right.
But a small segment only.
Right. All of your competitors are entering into bathware and faucetware segment. Supreme has not done that. What is the strategy?
We are already there. Our brand is very strong. Aquacraft.
Not metal faucetware. You are there in plastic faucetware. So would you in future look to?
We have got as of today, no plan to go to metal.
Right.
If we will have plan, we will inform to all our partners.
Right. And one last question, capacities coming up in East, you've put up capacities, Astral has put up capacities. If in one particular region large capacities come up, would it impact the sales in that particular region?
Any region, we will still reach only in 12 states. Now still 29 states are there. So we have to reach in many more states. Today we are operating 28 plants. And we'll be opening new plant in new location, which will be conveyed in the month of April.
What is the potential of fittings revenue per annum eventually?
Sky is the limit. Make good quality product, you can go on selling.
And one last question, your region-wise split of your volumes in piping division. North, West, East, South.
We are present throughout the country.
But any percentages you would like to give us?
I don't have a number before me. I can't give you. I cannot give you. I don't want to give Wrong number.
But is it west and south heavy? Is it west north heavy for the company?
I say we sell throughout the country.
Sir. Thank you so much. All the best.
Thank you. I request the participants to ask 2 questions in the initial round and join back the queue for more questions. Next question comes from Venkatesh B from Axis Capital. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you for this opportunity. Most of my questions have been answered. Just a very simple question. I know it is still early days, and after the full year numbers are over, you look at next year FY24. But as of today, given that you will do almost 25% kind of volume growth in the current year, can you do double more than 10% kind of volume growth next year? Is that a possibility?
I think we will not. Actually, we may grow 15% next year.
15%. Okay. And if raw materials do not fluctuate too much, that is PVC prices remain where they are, we should be in that 15 to 16% kind of EBITDA margin band.
We hope so.
Okay. Thank you. All the very best.
Thank you. Next question comes from Utkarsh from Itong Securities. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hi. Good evening, sir. Sir, based on the current demand environment, can we expect to clock more than 20% volume growth for the pipe segment in the current March quarter period?
Say it again.
Based on the current demand environment and the resin prices, can we do more than 10% volume growth on a year-over-year basis for the pipe segment in this current March quarter period?
This January, March?
Yes, January to March, sir. Versus previous
more
January.
than 10%. We'll do more than 10%.
Okay.
Last
And
January,
sir,
March, we sold around 97,000 tons. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We'll do more than 10%.
Okay. And sir, you have mentioned the volume growth for the CPVC for the 9 months. Sir, can you also quantify for December quarter?
The participants kindly stay connected while we connect the management team back on the call. The participants kindly stay connected while we connect the management team back on the call. Welcome back the management team. Please go ahead, sir.
Hello?
Please.
Yes, sir. Sir, I was asking for the CPVC volume growth for December quarter period only, not for the 9 months.
We don't have number before for the December quarter alone.
Okay. And sir, lastly, sir, how is the competitive scenario in the pipe segment at the moment? Whether the small and the mid-sized players have become more aggressive in the market after easing of the PVC resin supplies in the domestic market?
We don't compete with those players. I have no view now. We only know that our growth is 35% and country growth is 25%, 21%. So our share must have gone up. And because we are introducing several new varieties of product, that also facilitated better growth for our company.
Okay. Sir, lastly, our number of pipe distributor or channel partner actually came down from FY21 to FY22 as per the annual report. Just wanted to know whether in this 9 months of FY23, have we done any addition of pipe new distributors? And what would be that number?
I don't think any new number. We are maintaining same number, 1320, I think. Because for our 1320, now 1319.
Okay.
And it It was 1250 on 31st March 2022. So our 39 distributor.
Okay. Thanks a lot, sir.
Thank you. Next question comes from Nikunj Khanna from ASK Investments. Please go ahead. I repeat, question comes from Nikunj Khanna from ASK Investments. Please go ahead. There is no response. And the next question comes from Meeraj Shah from Aryan Capital. Please go ahead.
Hi, sir. Thank you for taking my question. Sorry if the question is repetitive. Just wanted to understand, first thing is the rural demand. How do we see the rural demand right now? And secondly, what would be our view if China opens up, and then what would happen to the raw mat pricing scenario over there if China opens up? Because I believe imports would increase from there. Just these two questions.
So two questions on rural segment. We intend with rural area principally two items, that is agriculture pipe and our cross-laminated film for various agriculture applications. In both the segments, we are seeing good demand coming from rural sector. Now the second point, we believe that China has now done with strong restriction on COVID movement and Chinese economy opened up. On 30th of this month, when the China opens, the market expects that polymer prices may harden. The country requires import no material to run the plants. We are, and PVC at least, we are too much dependent on imports. Our 60% of our requirement has to come from imports.
Okay, so you're expecting prices to go up?
May go up a little bit, not much. There is no reason for price to go up too much also and too much down also. So a small change will always take place.
Okay, and that would be towards the end of the current month, right?
Sorry?
As you said, China will be opening up towards the end of the current month.
There's a new year lunar holiday is there. It will close by 27. So the China will open fully from 30th, that is Monday. And it is expected that all polymer prices in domestic market in China will harden because the demand will open up very nicely after the lunar new year. This is the market expectation. But nobody can say, I can't predict correctly what will happen in China. If they supply more material in India, they are welcome. But we are short of PVC in any event in the country. And China is a big supplier.
Understood. Okay, that's it from my side, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. That will be the last question for the day. Now I hand over the floor to management for closing comments.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the conference call for today. Thank you for your participation and for using Doorsabha's conference call service. You may disconnect your lines now. Thank you and have a pleasant evening, everyone.
Thank you, Mr. Asif and everybody. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.